What's going on, Fizz Nation? How's everyone doing today? Beautiful Thursday afternoon, nice and hot. I think it hit 89, 86, something like that degrees for me today. See a couple of people starting to slowly filter in here. What's up, Kirkland? What's up, Moon? Moonco, how you doing? Got a couple slowly filtering in here. Good to see you guys. All right, so we are here to do our very first live episode of 2024. We haven't gone live since November. We did the Jones Turkey and Gravy Soda, which was what it was. So today we are going to be doing not one, not two, but three flavors on our stream today. As you guys know, every year they the Pepsi company, Pepsi beverage company, they will come out with usually one or two special flavors for Independence Day. Really, they market them as summer flavors, but they're always very patriotically themed, which is ironic because when I originally chose this evening, this date to do this particular live stream, I did not know that I was going to be going up against a presidential debate. Had no idea. Like, it hadn't, I don't know that it had actually been announced yet officially. So, America, I guess. So let's see. We got Nico. Hi, Fizz. Glad to be part of the live stream. Welcome. Glad you're here. DC Rock. Really dig your channel, Fizz. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to make sure that I clarify this. You are the Fizz Nation. Like, you guys watching right now, you guys who subscribe, who like the videos, who comment, you guys are the Fizz Nation, and I am your dictator. President, I am your president. I'm gonna get canceled now, but no, I'm very glad that you guys are here watching and being a part of what it is that we're doing here today. I have told a little bit of the story before, but this has been going on longer than some of you might know. I mean, this has been going on since around 2016. It's just live streams is all we used to do. Like, we would just maybe do that once a week, once every couple of weeks, depending on what I could get my hands on. And then in 2021, we started the YouTube channel, and it's been growing ever since. So, what's up, Doodles? Fizz Nation for life. Thank you for being here again. You were at the last one. You were at the last one in November. I remember. Actually, most of you were here in the with the last one. So yeah. So I'm not going to do too much bloviating or floviating, whatever the word is. I think it's bloviating. But we're trying something new tonight. You may see this little widget right here on the screen. I've never done chat on the screen before. I had to teach myself how to do that. So hopefully, Kirkland, I remember the launch of the Fizz from day one. Love these videos and streams. Yeah, you're one of the OGs, one of the Facebook OGs. So I think we might as well get started with these flavors. Like I said, usually Mountain Dew does one, sometimes two. I think this is the first year I remember them doing three. Red, white, and blue. I actually had to buy all three flavors and have them sitting next to each other before I realized what they did. Red, white, and blue is the colors for these three flavors that they come out with this year. So this year, the special patriotic flavors that Mountain Dew has released are Star Spangled Splash. This is the red, obviously. Obviously, the white is Freedom Fusion, and the blue is Liberty Chill. Now, this, from what I understand, is we've seen this one before. We've had this one before. I think it was, it went by a different name in the past. but it's like 50 different flavors, 50 different Dew flavors represented into the main mix here. So, Adam, how you doing, brother? Welcome aboard. Tim Walden, welcome back. Good to see you guys. So, like I said, we've seen the Liberty Chill before. I think it went by a different name. I think we reviewed it on one of our old streams. That's how long this particular flavor has been around. 50 different flavors. But I'm interested in trying the red and the white because these are supposedly, different flavors. From what I can see here, the Star Spangled Splash is says a blast of red berry flavor. So already I'm pretty sure I know what we're gonna get with that. Freedom Fusion. I'm having a hard time. My eyes aren't what they used to be. I may have to get them looked at. But let's see here. Blast of lemonade and peach flavor for the Freedom Fusion. So that sounds really good flavor as well. And obviously 50 different flavors for Liberty Chill. Liberty Brew is what it used to be called. Thank you, Kirkland. Liberty Brew is what Liberty Chill used to be called. Although I thought I remember it being a lighter blue instead of the darker blue like the old Pepsi blue color, with all the artificial dyes and stuff that they put in these. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long for a number of reasons. One of which is it is hot, and I think my head is covering it up right now, but that is a window AC behind me, and it is currently off. It is currently turned off. I don't have central AC in my house, so I make do with those. And so obviously, if we're going to have trusty glasses with ice, I'm bringing that out earlier than the normal gimmick. I don't want these to become trusty glasses with ice water before I get a chance to actually try these drinks out. So let's see here. Nico, not gonna lie, your reviews are the best. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I will say this. I know we're talking about these flavors tonight. I know that reviews for these have been out for a few weeks now. People have already tried these, and I've not watched any of them because I don't want to be influenced on what I think the flavor is. I've told people, hey, listen, my friends of mine who've been drinking these for a couple weeks now, hey, don't tell me anything about them because I'm going to review them, and I want to be surprised by the flavor. I don't want anyone to influence what I think about these. I was going somewhere with that and I forgot what it was. I did not plan to do that. I love puns. Everyone who knows me in real life knows that I am a huge cheesy dad jokes fan. I did not plan to make that one make do, but thank you for catching that one. That I love it. That's awesome. That's where I was going with that, Nico, when you said my reviews are the best ever. So like I said, I already know that people have been already reviewing these. People beat me to it. But I'm of the impression that even though other people do, in fact, even though other people a lot of times will get a chance to review these before I do, I have my own unique style. As those of you who watch these will test. I don't know of anyone else who basically makes it a part of their gimmick to do a sniff test, although they do a sniff test without calling it that. The trusty glass with ice, the handy dandy Maryland crab bottle opener for when we need to use that. All of these things have just kind of become their own almost characters in the show. So try to do something that people remember. Try to do something that people will come back for every time. So yeah, very much appreciate the compliment on that. Very much like Apple Computer, who I use all Apple stuff. Everything that I'm using here, I'm streaming through an Apple iMac and looking at the chat through an iPad and all that. I'm an Apple guy. Apple is always getting criticism for taking stuff that Android has had for years. And the way that we always like to say in the Apple cult is Apple may not do it first, but when they finally get it done, they do it the best. So that's what we try to do here at the Fizz. Not that I think particularly highly, but I'm really proud of what we've accomplished in the last few years. So I think it's time to go ahead and get into the content that you guys are here to see. Enough babbling on my end. Although it's good talking to you guys and seeing your comments, and I very much appreciate you guys being here. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go right into the Star Spangled Splash. We're gonna go do it in order of red, white, and blue, so that that we kind of stay true to the gimmick that they're putting out here. What dew are you looking forward to trying the most? So, really, honestly, I think out of all three that we're doing tonight, the Freedom Fusion I think is the one I'm looking forward to, because, like I said, we've already seen this one. We've tried this one on a previous stream years ago. This one, I don't know. I love lemonade type flavors, and I'll give you a little sneak peek of something that we're going to do this weekend. The next actual recorded and edited review is going to be, off the top of my head, I suddenly can't remember what it is, but it's this new one that just came out that's exclusive to Speedway stores. If someone can look that up for me, because I forgot the name of it in my head, and unfortunately that's par for the course for me. But I'm really looking forward to this one. But before we get to that one, I think we just go in the order of red, white, and blue because, you know, America. So obviously the 4th of July is next week. Birthplace of our nation, you know, July 4th, 1776, Declaration of Independence, all that. I see why they do this every year. They want to. It's one of the biggest holidays that we celebrate every year. Pepsi is obviously capitalizing hardcore on this, and that's why we're here, because now we get to have fun trying them. So, you know what time it is? Time to go ahead and pop the top, give it the old sniff test. Let's get this open here. Do a little ASMR style. Ooh, yeah. Look at that. All right. Okay. Oh yeah, this is absolutely a red berry medley here. Definitely a sweet kind of. Raspberry? I think I'm getting some raspberry in this. Let's see here, Kirkland. Told me the name of it for the weekend earlier today. Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, it's some sort of swirl, I think it's called, that Speedway. But we're going to try that. I might just go get it for you here in a little bit just so I can see it. But yeah, so this is sort of definitely a kind of like a mix of cherry and maybe a little bit of raspberry. I don't think I'm detecting any citrus in this, so it's probably strictly a berry medley. It's familiar. It smells like something I think I've smelled before, although I can't quite place it. But that's, I mean, they're very good at doing that. They're very good at bringing in like flavors from my childhood and, you know, triggering core memories. Skittles? Not really. Yeah, I think right now the best I'm getting is a bit of a nondescript berry medley. I think I'm getting a little bit of cherry and raspberry in that. But as you guys know, the sniff test is only going to get us so far. So let's go ahead and grab our trusty glass with ice, the first of three. Give it the old pour and get a better look at it here. Alrighty, look at that. Hit the microphone there. Look at all that red 40. Or red 4, whatever the die number is. Yeah, that's just a nice bright red soda right there. The whole air is smelling very fruity, very sweet, very pleasant. But, alright, you guys know what time it is. We've smelled it. We've taken a look at it. Now it's time to toss it back and see what it tastes like. So, Biz Nation, thank you for joining us. Here's to you. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely a mixture. Definitely a nice, pleasant, sweet berry mixture. Definitely artificial flavor, but I feel like there's a little bit of red raspberry flavoring in this. A little bit of cherry. pineapple. I think there's a little bit of pineapple in this. I'm not sure, but I'm tasting very, very faint pineapple notes in this. It's kind of like a tropical fruit punch. Yeah, this is very refreshing. This is very good, very pleasant. Let's see here. I think it's not. I think the reason I think that this is a pineapple flavoring is because it's not a very strong acidic citrusy bite to it, but it's definitely got some sort of kind of tropical lean to it. You know, just seems very festive. Just hit the mic there. Things kind of, my hands, there's enough Italian in me that my hands are just going to have their own mind of their own. But I have to say, this is a lot more pleasant than I thought it'd be. It's almost got that classic Code Red base to it, but it's not like a pure cherry soda by any means. It's definitely got a fruit punch medley to it that just feels like summer. And I know that's what they were going for with this. They were going for very summery flavors, very kind of like remind you of like the backyard cookout type deal with that. And I'm very impressed. I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, Mountain Dew kind of is the king of this thing. Special flavors with like kind of nostalgic tossbacks. So the one thing that's kind of bugging me here is aftertaste is almost, the best way I can describe it is stale. Like maybe if I accidentally poured a little bit of this on the counter and then didn't wipe it up, just left it for like 3 days, and then it was like a sticky thing, and then I scraped up the sticky, and that's kind of what it would taste as, sort of like an aftertaste. Like not sour or bitter or anything like that, but just very like a sweet stale. I'm not really sure if that's making any sense to anyone but me right now. I'm having a hard time making sense of it myself, but the flavor itself is right out of the park. I wish they used cane sugar in this, because that would make it an absolute 5 out of 5. I realized as I was setting up the countdown here, as the countdown was clicking through, I realized I forgot. I was gonna put my my sips overlays in OBS so I could click them and put them on the screen, but I completely forgot to do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this one 4 out of 5 sips, because there's just that slightly stale aftertaste, and that just might be how I'm perceiving it. Because when I drink the sodas that have the corn syrup in it, there's sort of like this sticky residue that's left behind. I've talked about that before, and I think that might be bringing it down just a tiny tad little bit. If it was, I think it would be 5 out of 5 if I was just focused on the actual initial flavor, because the initial flavor is a very good, well-balanced mix. Even though it's a little bit more nondescript, I have a hard time picking out exactly what the individual flavors in this are. And I think that's probably because it is such a well-balanced kind of unique, but also, I mean, it's not anything that we've never tasted before. I feel like they've done stuff very similar to this before, but it still is a very good flavor. But I think I don't just do the ratings based off of how it tastes. I also kind of take more elements of the experience into it. And so I'm going to go ahead and give this 4 out of 5, just because of a interesting kind of, not quite, it's not bad, but it's also lesser of an aftertaste, if that makes any sense. So 4 out of 5 on Spangled Splash. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the next. All right, let's see here. Let me catch up with a couple of comments here while I'm looking. Yeah, Kirkland absolutely understood the assignment. He's trying these along with me. Although, from what I understand, you've already tried these. Oh, we got Abigail. Abby. So I actually know her personally. She is a neighbor of mine, and has also been around with the. That's it right there. Okay. Akoya Amaraya. I hope I said that right. I hope I didn't butcher that. The the flavor that I'm going to try this weekend is Infinite Swirl. It's a Speedway exclusive. Yes, so definitely a berry flavor too, with an undertone cherry flavor, and it is berry awesome. I see what you did there. And agree the aftertaste is a little stale. Okay, so I'm not the only one there. Abby hasn't tried the red, but tried the other two. Do not like the don't tell me anything. But we're going to find out together because we're going to go ahead and move on to the next of the three, which is the Freedom Fusion. Now, this is the one that is supposedly a sort of lemonade and peach flavor. So basically peach lemonade flavor. Let's go ahead and pop the top and give this one the sniff test. See if I notice any peach or lemon, because we've had a couple of really good peach flavors on this channel this year. So there is a note of peach in this, but kind of faint. But it does smell like more of a natural peach. Less like an artificial peach flavor. It does smell kind of more natural, and I like that. I always appreciate that. That's really all I'm detecting is peach, but then there's also a sort of citrus undertone to that. So I'm going to go ahead and assume that that is the lemonade. So, Trusty Glass with Ice number 2. See what I'm talking about? We're getting a little bit of water in the bottom of that. Let's stay hydrated, kids. All right. Trusty Glass with Ice number 2. Let's get a better look at this. And this is another part of the reason, for those who think I shouldn't use glasses with ice, part of the reason that I use the clear glass with ice is because sometimes the bottle alters the appearance of the liquid inside of it. I want to get a closer look. So we have seen this before. We've seen this color scheme before. I don't have a lot of room. I didn't give myself a lot of room in the setup, but it's okay. We've seen this sort of milky white, kind of translucent color in a Mountain Dew before. We've actually seen them go with this a couple of times. I think my favorite version of this that they ever did was they did a holiday flavor a couple years ago. They did a gingerbread flavor, and this was the color of that. I've also seen this in a few different drinks that we've tried this year. We tried that toothpaste flavor for April Fools. That's what this looked like. So if this is supposed to be a sort of lemonade, I can see why they did this. It makes sense. So we've smelled it. We've seen it. Now let's go ahead and taste it. Here's to you. It's a peach soda. That's what this is. I don't even taste any lemon anything in this. It's just a light peach soda. It's not bad. It's not the best peach soda I've had on this channel this year. That would be peach knee high. But it is a nice, refreshing summer flavor. Nothing special, nothing spectacular. Other than it, it captures the essence of summer. Everyone loves a good peach anything. I mean, not everyone loves peach, but people who love peach, so. Three out of five sips. 3 out of 5 sips for this one. It's not my favorite peach soda that I've had on this channel. My problem with it is it advertises as sort of like a peach lemonade type deal. But I don't detect any lemonade at all. It's just peach. It's good, don't get me wrong. It's good. Tastes really good. But I feel like they could have done a better job giving us what they advertised. So 3 out of 5 sips for this one. All right. Nico, I admit it, this one disappointed me a little bit. The flavor or the rating? Were you expecting? Have you tried it? Did you? If you if anyone tried it and had different opinions, these are all just my opinions. So let me know what you think. I would love to know what you guys think, because not all palates are the same, not all taste buds are the same. And I love some of those comments that you guys leave on some of the videos where you're just like, actually, I tried it and I tasted this, because that's fascinating to me. I always think it's so interesting to see how different people perceive different flavors. I think the most notable example of this that has happened this year was the coconut Dr. Pepper that came out earlier this year. I predominantly tasted coconut with just a tiny little undertone of the classic Dr. Pepper flavor. I've spoken to other people who it's the exact opposite. And I thought that was so fascinating, because some people just got a hint of coconut in what they tried. And it was mainly a Dr. Pepper drink. And I just thought that was so interesting, because so many people can perceive these flavors in different ways. And I love that, because, I mean, I have tried things before that people told me, stay away from that. You're going to hate it. Like, it's, and if I'd have listened, I'd have been like, oh, well, I miss out on it. But then again, I've also, like, tried things that people said, oh, dude, you absolutely have to try this. It's so good. And then I try it and I'm just like, I don't see what you're seeing there. So, yeah, no, if you have different experiences, I would love to know. Like, I would love to know what you thought of these flavors, how you experience them, because it's really cool to see how different people perceive these. Let's see here. And Nico says the flavor disappointed you a little bit. I don't know that I would say that I'm disappointed so much as underwhelmed, in a sense, because I was expecting one thing and I didn't quite get the thing that I was expecting. And the reason I didn't get what I was expecting is because they just didn't, it wasn't what they said that it was. And, like I said, maybe somebody else might try it and say, I tasted absolutely no peach in this whatsoever. It's just a lemon flavored soda. I'd love to hear their point of view on that, because it seems to be different for so many different people. Ricky, once again, the godfather of this community, because he named the community the Fizz Nation. Ricky, what's a drink that you thought you'd hate but actually loved? So, around this time, about 5 years ago, back in 2019, somebody suggested that I try grass flavored soda. They found a bottle of it on Amazon and sent me the link, and I tried it. It was one of the original Facebook streams. The memory of that recently popped up on my Facebook feed, and I watched it back, and I remember thinking to myself, okay, I was surprised by this, but I can't remember how. And then when I watched that stream back, I was just like, oh yeah, it basically tasted like cucumber water, and I love cucumber water. So I was expecting it to taste like salad, like liquid salad, and I hate salad, as I'm sure some of you might be able to tell. But it actually was very refreshing and surprising. So I remember that was 5 years ago at this point. I've not had it since, but I probably would if I found it again. Yes, Ricky, you're the Fizz Daddy, and that is what you shall henceforth be known by in this community for the rest of forever, Fizz Daddy. Thank you again for your contributions to this community. All right, so 2 down, 3 to go. Time to go ahead and take a look at Liberty Chill. Now, like I said, a version of this has come out before, with 50 different flavors. I think this was also one of the original streams that we did on Facebook years ago. So there's a chance that it's different from what I will remember. But we're going to just go ahead and get right into it and see what we think about it. So pop the top, give it the old sniff test, see what it tells us. Hmm. If blue dye had a scent, I imagine that's what this is. Sweet mishmash of dark berry flavor, at least as far as the smell of this is concerned. Maybe like a black raspberry or a blueberry. Definite artificial flavoring in this. I mean, who's surprised by that these days, right? All right, let's get a look at it. Trusty glass with ice. Stay hydrated, my friends. It helps clean the palate too, so get a look at it. Yep, it's just a nice, crisp, dark blue. We've seen this before too. This is almost exactly the same color as that old Pepsi Blue that was around in the 90s. I don't know if y'all remember that. It wasn't around for very long. I didn't like that. I remember that. I had that maybe 2 or 3 times. I was in middle and high school, I think, when it was out. Never liked it the other time I tried it, but I don't remember what it was supposed to taste like. I can't imagine they were going for, because I thought I remember it was supposed to taste like just regular Pepsi, just blue. It did not. Didn't taste like anything that I liked at all. This, however, smells pretty good. So we've smelled it. We've seen it. Let's toss it back and see how it tastes. Here's to you, Fizz Nation. You ever one of those? You ever have one of those blue popsicles during the summertime? Because I'm pretty sure that's what they're going for with this. Is just kind of like if you didn't freeze that long plastic tube, you just cut it open and drank it. It's this, but with carbonation. That's basically what that is. I'm picking on a little bit of blue raspberry in this. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that there's some kind of citrus, although it's very nondescript. It's very much a mishmash of flavors here, and I don't think that they meant it. I don't think they meant for it to taste like anything in particular, other than summer nostalgia, because that blue freezy pop, that blue popsicle that we all had when we were kids, that's the main thing that this reminds me of here. I'm sorry, yo, I got a burp. Excuse me. All right, I'm fighting it, but it had to come out sooner or later. Okay, so Doodle says reminds me of Summer Freeze for some reason. I think we're both thinking the same thing here. See that it does taste like that. Not disappointed with this one. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed in it. No. However, I would say that I'm not particularly impressed by it either. Like, this is a flavor that I think I would say it is what it is. Um, I don't think that this particular flavor is meant to taste like anything in particular. I think they just want to evoke a sort of nostalgic emotion based on kind of something that it reminds you of, if that makes any sense. We've seen this before. I mean, a lot of companies, they kind of do some research on nostalgic flavor. There's a whole science behind it, smells and tastes that evoke emotions from your childhood. There's a whole science, there's a whole psychology behind it. And I would not be surprised to find that Pepsi was messing around with that, and they came up with this after, focus groups and stuff like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this one another 3 out of 5 sips. I don't dislike it. It just... Once I'm done drinking this, I'm probably going to forget about it. And they may not care about that because this is only around for the summertime anyway. But for me, my favorite flavors, my favorite soft drinks are things, they're soft drink flavors that make a deep enough impression on me that that I could crave it, that I could be thinking, you know what I really like right now? You know what, I would really love a Cheerwine right now, you know? Beautiful day out, I'm sitting on the front porch, I'm out of Cheerwine, I'm gonna go get some Cheerwine, you know? I'm using that as an example. Sure, I'm biased because it's my favorite soda, but other flavors like, let's see, something else that I've tried this year that I really, really liked. I mentioned Peach Knee-High earlier. One of my favorite peach sodas I think I've ever tried. I really liked a couple of craft sodas that I've had from like Dublin Bottling Works and Boylan Bottling Company. Recently I tried Rad Soda, and I was surprised at how much I liked the cola out of that. That's supposed to be a healthy soda. I had 3 cans of that. They're all gone. This doesn't really do that for me. I feel like this is largely forgettable. I feel like this is largely it doesn't really seem like it's something that I'm gonna miss when I can't get it anymore. And whenever that's the case with a soft drink, you know, then I can't necessarily say that I would be sad when I don't see it on the shelves anymore. And whenever that's the case, then it hasn't really made much of an impression on me. And, you know, flavor-wise, not bad. Kind of all over the place, but also kind of... I'm not trying to use the word boring, because I don't think that, but plain, kind of nondescript, kind of underwhelming in a sense. So, yeah, I think 3 out of 5 sips is appropriate for Liberty Chill. All right, so I think it goes without saying then that the winner, if we were pitting these against each other, is the Star Spangled Splash. This is my favorite of the 3. This is the one that got 4 out of 5 sips. I almost gave it 5 out of 5 sips. If it wasn't for that stale aftertaste, I think this would have gotten 5 out of 5 sips. So, yeah, I feel like this is the one they put the most effort into. This is the one that they really, really worked hard to, you know, make unique. Even though it's slightly nondescript, it really does a good job of kind of getting my attention. And I think this is the one that I'll miss the most when it's gone. So, overall, for the entire series, the summer series here, all 3 of these flavors that we just tried, I think I should give a sips rating for them together, all 3 of them as a unit, because that's kind of what they're being marketed as. And I think I'm going to go ahead and give the 24 Mountain Dew Summer Flavor series, the batch, 4 out of 5 sips total. I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and give these guys all together. So let's catch up with some of these comments here. Mainly Kirkland. 3 out of 5, agree with that. You know, that would be an interesting comparison, to compare the old Liberty Brew to this current Liberty Chill and see if they stack up, because I can't even say that I remember what I thought of that flavor. I wasn't doing the sips rating back then, excuse me, but I do wonder what I would have given that when I first tried it, because I know I tried it. It's on the Facebook page in the archives somewhere if anyone cares to dig and find them. They're several years old at this point. I have not reviewed iced teas on this channel because I'm generally trying to keep it a soft drink only. I kind of broke that rule twice. Once I reviewed coffee because it was made by one of my favorite YouTubers. It's a new coffee company called, oh shoot. I can't remember what it's called now all of a sudden, dang it. But it's this new coffee company they came out with last year. I want to say Wake and Brew, but I know that's not it. Something along those lines. And I tried that just because, you know, it was something different. And I also tried an energy drink over the summer, or the winter. I tried the Uncle Dwanta's Fruit Punch Zoa Energy. I tried that just because, you know, it was a holiday flavor, and there were not a lot of holiday flavors. There weren't a lot of holiday flavors that came out this past holiday season. I was actually kind of disappointed by the lack of special flavors and effort that went into the 2023 holiday season. Dwanta's Holiday Punch is what it was called. Other than that, I'm basically just trying to keep this, you know, soft drink focused. But what I will say is, off camera and just for my own personal indulgence, a couple weeks ago I got a couple of cases of different flavors from Arizona iced tea. They weren't actually iced tea though. They were orangeade, which is like an orange Kool-Aid, and grapeade, which is like a grape Kool-Aid, and they were really good. Now, as I'm saying all this, I think Wake and Make Coffee. Doodles, thank you. That's it right there. Wake and Make Coffee. Gosh, I went through that stuff in like a month. It's all gone now. I need to order more. But Daddy Fizz, I think I understand why you're asking that. As I'm answering all this iced tea question, I think I now remember why you're asking that question. I had put a reel out on my own personal TikTok and Instagram because I am an iced tea drinker, and I am so tired of all these restaurants and gas stations selling iced tea that is just tan and see-through, doesn't have a lot of flavor to it. Over and over, just so many different places here. I don't know how many of you have Sheetz restaurants and gas stations where you are, but a lot of Sheetz stores are starting to replace. They used to do, for years, they did brewed tea. They would, you know, have machines where they would put bags in and they would brew the tea. That was very good. And recently they've been getting rid of those in favor of an electronic machine that's line fed. It's Gold Peak tea out of a bag that mixes with water, and then you press, do you want sweet, unsweet, do you want peach, do you want, you know, whatever. And it does not, it's not right. It's so it's almost transparent, like you can see through it. It's not very dark at all. And so I put this little rant out on my TikTok and on my Instagram reels about that, and say, you know, I want, the way I brew my iced tea, you know, put it in a mason jar, leave it out in the sun, make sun tea with it, and it's nice and dark, it's nice and flavorful, and that's how you should do it. And that was non-fizz related. That was my own personal stuff, and it got so much traction. Like, I think that TikTok's got like 1,500, maybe 2,000 views by now. I haven't looked at it in a long time, but let's see here. Okay, so Ricky also says Chick-fil-A half cut sweet and unsweetened, half sweet, half unsweet is my favorite. So I'm about to say something that's going to anger a lot of people, because I understand that there are opinions when it comes to iced tea. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. I currently live in West Virginia. In West Virginia, everyone likes their tea sweet. Baltimore, where I'm from, we did not drink tea that was sweetened. We drank unsweetened iced tea, and I grew to like it as a child, and to this day I do not drink sweetened iced tea. Not even with artificial. I like my iced tea to be straight brewed out the leaf, and that's it. I don't put anything in it. So a lot of people are at odds with me on that, but I guess to each his own, because if I were to try and drink sweetened iced tea, I can't do it. Doesn't work for me. I gotta have it straight out the leaf, just the way the Lord intended. Respect. Thank you, Ricky. All right, Fizz Nation. So overall, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and give these summer 2024 Mountain Dew flavors collectively 4 out of 5 sips. 4 out of 5 sips for Star Spangled Splash, and 3 out of 5 sips for the other 2 flavors. And I think a nice, good aggregate average would be 4 out of 5 for that. So I think that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining up, and we had a decent turnout tonight. I understand that I'm competing against a literal presidential debate. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys get to that, back to that, for those of you who are DVRing that and going back to it after this. But yeah, again, I will be trying another Mountain Dew flavor here on Sunday. The Infinite Swirl. I will be trying that on Sunday. That'll be the next official review that we do on the channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss any notifications for that video, because it's going to be out as your normal review on Sunday. But with that said, thank you guys again. I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to go ahead and finish up. I mean, I'm going to finish all these up eventually, but this is the one I'm going to go with immediately. So I'm going to finish up. And I think I just made the microphone peak. So for those of you who are listening via headphones, I apologize. You're now deaf. Everyone else, you guys have an awesome evening. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you next time. Thanks, guys.